Hey YouTube. Um, so Jory Shaky Cam here. Going to try to attempt something that's been done 1,000 times before. I guess this is fitness YouTube channel number 1,105,000,000 or something like that. So kind of lay it out there. I've struggled with my weight my whole life. I like to eat. I'm from the South. I'm in rural Tennessee on a walk right now. I play on words, walking away with it, right? So I kind of wanted to start a channel for a long time, multiple content ideas. I do hobbies, trading card games, sports, politics, and all that stuff. So I figured since I have somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 to 3 hours a day where I go for a nice brisk walk, it automatically kind of puts time gaps in my day where I could just vlog a little bit, I guess. If vlog's still a thing, I'm 33, so I don't know. So, focusing on the fitness aspect of my life, I've tried every diet known to man. Keto, vegan, intermittent fasting. Not a diet or a dietitian or a doctor, by the way. Just standard guy struggling with his weight. But I want to just take daily videos of what I do each day to keep my weight under control and my general health under control. So, putting it in perspective, 3 years ago I was about 300 pounds. I'm about 5'7" and a half, 5'8". 5'8" if I'm wearing, depends on what kind of shoes I'm wearing. So you could kind of imagine what that looks like, and I'll have some before pictures eventually. I'm very self-conscious about my before pictures. And then currently morning weigh-in without clothes, which I'm sure that would be a fun way to get a channel suspended about 2 minutes and 20 seconds in. 177, 178. So quite a large drop in weight. So you're looking at about 130 pounds, I guess. Of course, all things going on in the world. Gyms were unavailable for 2.5 months. I do have weight equipment at home. It's your standard Olympic bench, deadlifts, bench press, squats, and all that good stuff. Not strong. I was when I was 22, 23. That was a long time ago. Whatever I had then, it ain't there now. So now with my lifting regimen, currently doing a push-pull leg split with a day of rest after the legs. I'm focusing more on form instead of weight. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to me to try to push myself to, get 405 on a bench press, 400 squat, that type of stuff. That's different. That's time's come and gone. So to kind of tell you how my day's structured typically. So my job is very high stress. I'm a middle management at a home medical equipment company in Atlanta, Georgia. I won't mention the name because for obvious reasons. So my commute of the mornings is always in the neighborhood of an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending. So my normal weekday starts 4:30 in the morning. I try to get it in 2.5 miles walk. Then I go to the gym, try to get at least 45 minutes in there, 45 minutes to an hour. Go to work, and up until a couple weeks ago, I would try to get in 2 to 3 miles during my lunch break for a walk, and then after work, I'd try to just get some extra mileage in. I don't necessarily have an organized goal as far as how many miles I want to get in a day. It's always a moving goalpost. The distance between enough and more never close. So I started out, I guess, at the beginning of this year at the end of January, trying to get in 3 miles a day. And that grew to 4, which grew to 5, which grew to 6. And right now I'm averaging almost 9 miles a day as far as my walking. Now some of that is just everyday activities too. So that takes into account moving around my office, but also the planned walks, I guess you could say. So right now I am 24 minutes into a walk. If you can see, 1.23 miles. I'm not fast. I got little hooves for legs. And right now I'm walking on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere. So just trying to start something. I guess I do struggle still every single day with food. It's a thing. Obviously, I'm way more hungrier the evenings than I am of the mornings. I did intermittent fasting, like I said, for a couple of years. So just because I wasn't naturally hungry of the mornings, since the very bad flu incident, which will be dog whistle, and I'll put the dog whistle in the comments here of what the very bad flu, obviously, is what that stands for. I've forced myself to start eating a little bit. I normally eat like a serving of instant oats. It doesn't matter which ones. There's literally one serving. I measure it out. And then either a tablespoon, so 1/2 serving of full fat peanut butter with the oil, or 2 tablespoons of the dehydrated, I think, peanut powder stuff. You can get it at Walmart, at like PB2 or something. So just a lot of changes. I try to space some snacks or meals out during the day, so I don't want to gorge myself in the evenings, which sometimes still happens. I mean, full disclosure. I try not to eat out as much as I did. Of course, you didn't have a choice, which was nice, over somebody who struggled with their weight during the whole quarantine and all that, is all the restaurants, for the most part, were closed. So I really kind of turned a corner as far as a plateau, per se, roughly around March. So from January till present, 130 pounds total loss in the last 3 years. But from January to present, I've lost like 34 of that 130 pounds. So you can kind of see that really, once I got my diet kind of sharpened, I guess, refined, that's when that and walking, yet again, the walking away with it. I even got a nice little catchphrase. I thought about it. I'm pretty good with words, even though I'm from the South, and I probably sound like a banjo playing when I open my mouth, depending on where you're from. But walking and really getting control of your diet. I mean, none of this is rocket science. I mean, you're going to have people that with obviously underlying health conditions that are going to have an effect, whether positive or negative, on maintaining a healthy weight. So that's something to consider. But your general everyday person that is 30 to 100 pounds overweight, that's trying to get themselves under control, get their weight under control, it's really not as complicated as you would think. It's also not as fast as you would think. From 2008 to present, I've probably lost and gained in the neighborhood of 300 to 400 pounds, I guess, on and off. That's the yo-yo diet effect. I go through phases where I am as sharp as a knife when it comes to my regimen, my routines, my diet. And then I go through phases where I'm not so sharp, and I'm not so routined, and I'm not so regimented. And it's kind of hard to fight against yourself. That's the biggest obstacle, no pun intended, I was a pretty big obstacle, probably as wide as I was tall at some point in time. I looked like a circle, like a perfect circle. But yeah, so 10 minutes, 13 seconds in, just trying to get an introduction in here. I ramble a lot. I talk a lot. I'm from the South, so go figure. But I got another mile, 2.5 miles to get in. Going to try to upload once a day. So I don't know if it's going to be for my morning walk, my afternoon walk at the moment. But yeah, so that's kind of it for right now. The motto, the saying, I'm going to put it on a t-shirt maybe one day, is winning is not just running away with it. You can walk away with it too. See? Anyway, here's to another 2.5 miles. Thank you. Bye.